The third Ant-Man opened the fifth phase. The movie was big and controversial, but very important because it introduced the next big threat after Thanos, Kang the Conqueror. Kang boasted that he destroyed the Avengers, planets and entire universes, but did he meet Thanos? Did Kang fight the mighty Titan? For answers, I turned to the comments of the writers and directors, remembered the concepts and cut scenes of all Marvel films. And I found a huge amount of unused materials that could change, if not everything, then a lot. Alternative endings turned out to be especially important because at the end of the picture, the authors usually show or hint at what will happen next. You don't need to go far, let's take a fresh example. It's no secret that the authors of Quantum Mania changed the ending of the picture. The Ant and the Wasp were originally planned to remain trapped in the quantum realm, but in the theatrical version they end up on the loose. In the alternate ending of Avengers 4, Thanos survives. And in the Eternals, there were 9 versions of the first scene after the credits. One of them was incredibly important for the backstory of Thanos, Celestial in the Eternals sequel. In general, I made a small assembly of alternative endings, mainly considered projects of the fourth phase, because it is the most relevant for future projects. Put like under the video and enjoy watching. Oh, I almost forgot, of course, we will analyze the meeting between Thanos and Kang. I even have the idea that Rama Tut, the cybernetic version of Kang, suffered from Thanos' snap. The snap works simply, destroys half the population of the universe, but what if its population is odd? It turns out that there was a resident who was sawn in half. Perhaps he turned out to be a variant of Kang, the lower part of his body turned into sand, he had to insert prostheses. By the way, if their material is adamantium or vibranium, then I do not envy the heroes who will fight this cybernetic monster. Okay, both post-credits scenes of the Ant are great, but let's move from theories to facts. And the first fact is that Thanos and his brother Eros could be robots created by Arishem the Judge. The theatrical ending of the Eternals ends with the group of Eternals being taken in by the leader Celestial. And in the post-credits scene, Thanos' brother greets the rest of the Eternals and says he knows how to save their friends. An extended version of this scene was filmed. In it, Eros, Athena and the rest of the Eternals sit down at the table and communicate with Arishem the Judge with their eyes closed. Only the Supreme Eternal, that is, their leader, can communicate with the Celestial. In the film, Ajak spoke with Arishem, and then Cersei, who replaced her as the Supreme Eternal. This scene confirms Eros and Thanos' connection to the Celestials. It turns out that Eros was an Eternal from the planet Titan. He and Thanos were created by Arishem to protect the Celestial seat inside the planet. This scene also explains the deformity of Thanos. In the film, Arishem says that some of his creations have evolved without his control. These creations can be 2 brothers from the casket, not the same from the face. Thanos evolved, acquired an ugly appearance, a purple color, but received tremendous physical strength. And his brother may not be the Supreme Eternal, but he can use their sphere to communicate with the Celestials. This is also evolution. Ryan Firpo, one of the writers for the Eternals, revealed that there were 9 versions of the first post-credits scene. They had different characters, for example, Phastos or Cersei could have been instead of Droog, but Eros was the key. The writers revealed that there was a scene in the film where we were shown the past of the planet Titan. It revealed that Thanos and Eros were the Eternals who guarded the seat inside Titan. But they failed in their mission. The planet's population died before the Celestial could be born. So the Celestial is still sleeping inside the Titan, unless, of course, the embryo has died of starvation. There was also an alternate ending where Icarus survived. And no one took the Eternals. Instead, Arishem would wipe the entire team's memories and send them to another planet to guard the next Celestial seed. Chloe Zhao decided to give up this ending because she thought it was too tragic and creepy. The Eternals sequel hasn't been announced yet, but the cast and insiders are teasing that there will be a sequel. There was an insider that the film could come out before the Secret Wars, a lot of indications that the Eater of Worlds will appear in it. Let's hope. The sequel to Strange became the central project of the fourth phase, exploring the multiverse. The film went through production hell. The director changed, the script was rewritten several times. As a result, the plot twists, holes and dialogues amazed the imagination more than any multiverse. The picture has a very bad script, but a beautiful Scarlet Witch, who looks almost like a god. Wanda easily kills the Illuminati, humiliating the strongest telepath and turning the smartest person in the entire universe into vermicelli. In one version of the script, Richards was kept alive. At the end of the film he was shown in the Baxter Building. This is the place where the Fantastic Four usually hang out. Richards would have watched all the events of the Strange sequel through some kind of device, most likely a time machine. In general, the scene was hot, but even hotter scene is an alternate version of the first scene after the credits. In it, Strange also gains a third eye, but switches places with his dark alternate universe version. The one who was tempted by the Darkhold destroyed a reality and died in the battle of two magicians. As a result, good Steven would be locked in this dead universe, and his evil version would remain in ours. Write in the comments how you like this dark version of the ending. Of course, she would change a lot, because Strange is important to Avengers 5 and 6. High magic is one of the few things that can be used to counter the Kansas Council. In comics, magic is officially recognized as the most powerful force. Curiously, in the sequel to Strange, we are shown a dead version of Thanos. The once mighty Titan has been leaked 4 times already, in the What If series, in the second strand, and twice in the final. At the end of the movie, Tony erases Thanos from reality. He turned to sand, but did not die. His soul and mind ended up in the Soul Stone. In a cut scene of the ending, the Ancient One says that the stones are not capable of resurrecting the dead, but they can bring back those who disappeared after the snap. Therefore, the Black Widow cannot be returned, but the erased half of the universe can. Marvel writers have confirmed that Tony's snap is a projection of Thanos' snap from Infinity War. As we know, they were able to return the heroes in half of the universe, which means that Thanos can be returned in the future because he is still alive, although he has lost his physical shell. In addition, in the alternative ending, immediately after the click, just like Thanos, he enters the pocket world of the Soul Stone, where he communicates with his daughter. The scene is touching, but let's understand that Tony is not communicating with the real Morgan, but only with the image of his daughter, which he imagined. Tony wanted to convince himself that he had done the right thing by sacrificing himself, but depriving his daughter of her father and Pepper of her husband. The scene is important to Tony's personality, but test screenings made it clear that it didn't work for the audience, so it was cut from the theatrical version. There is a theory that the One Who Remains needed Tony because he was the one who discovered the Mobius strip and the possibility of time travel. We know that the One Who Remains through TVA agents forbade changing time and influencing the sacred timeline. But for the Avengers, he made an exception because their time travel and defeat of Thanos was important to him. The fact that the Avengers were an exception was confirmed personally by Ravonna in the series. Nathan Richards needed Tony to discover the Mobius strip so that thousands of years later he could use this discovery personally for time travel. In essence, He Who Remains was the scriptwriter of the 616 universe. He influenced its events in order to ultimately create himself. It was Richards who made sure that at the end of time, 2 versions of Loki ended up in his stronghold. He planned everything. Every plot twist. And of course he knew about Thanos, the Mad Titan, and the Avengers were an important part of his plan to preserve the sacred timeline. TVA even mentions Thanos and the Eternals from Titan. But whether He Who Remains Thanos met personally, that's the question. There are no trophies of the Mad Titan in his citadel to confirm that Richards destroyed any version of Thanos. No propeller sword, no infinity gauntlet. I hope he wears it, because it's cold in space, no matter how you catch a cold. However, Thanos could destroy his variants. The same Kang the Conqueror destroyed entire universes. Of course, among their inhabitants there could be variants and versions of Thanos. Write in the comments if Thanos, without a glove, armed only with a sword, could defeat Khan from the Quantum Mania ending. In my opinion, Khan would have used telekinesis to take Thanos' sword and plunge it into his opponent's chest. Or tritely strangled Thanos with telekinesis, like Darth Vader. Although it is unlikely that he could hold the Mad Titan, all the same, he is immensely strong. In general, write your thoughts about the winner of the battle in the comments. It is also worth remembering that Venom and Mysterio were cut from the theatrical version of No Way Home. Both could appear in the final battle. We have been waiting for the battle between Venom and the Spider since the first part of the symbiote, so the authors committed a crime against humanity by cutting Venom out of the final battle. Friends, that's enough for today. There are many more cut scenes from Phase 4 projects. The love line between Namor and Shuri is especially amusing. A 500-year-old man and a little girl who looks like a boy. It's good that this cringe was cut from the film. If you want to see my analysis of other cut scenes, then feel free to press the thumbs up. Thank you for watching.